Hello and welcome to Gamers.
30 minutes of gaming action coming at you like one big gamey, half-hour sized gamey thing.
Interesting way of saying the same thing twice, Matt.
Yeah, well, the thing is, you see, we have to pad out a bit because it gives the numpty voiceover man some time to actually get his acting gear.
Ah, good point. Talking of which, is he ready yet?
Hang on. Coming up. Wait.
That's better. Right, coming up on this week's show, Matt meets the creator of Lumines. You can win Barnyard and a brand spangling new PS2 to play it on, plus all the latest games reviewed.
Now, Matt, I'm a little bit concerned about this next game.
Why?
Just take a look at what happened the last couple of times you've tried to introduce it.
Hey, my family need to be looked after.
What's up next, Matt?
Don't respect me!
Hey?
Hey, don't respect...
Go on then, do it.
You want me to do it again? Okay, here we go. Don't respect my family or even disrespect them.
Appalling.
It is pretty bad, isn't it? That's my Achilles heel in impersonations, unfortunately. And I've had to do it a few times. Got to do it again now because this is a tarted up Xbox 360 version of course, The Godfather.
Yeah. And is it very much tarted up?
It is tarted up a little bit, yeah. They've added some extra little graphical tweaks in there, but they've also put some extra gameplay elements in there, which is quite nice for Xbox 360 owners. I think if you've got the original game, it's not worth getting this one, but if you haven't bought it yet, you've got an Xbox 360, it's probably worth getting this. Let me tell you why.
Okay.
First of all, if you haven't played the game, you basically play a grunt that works his way up through the Corleone, how do you say it? Corleone family, isn't it?
Corleone.
Corleone, it sounds like a type of pasta, doesn't it? You work your way up through the ranks in a GTA-style game, so it's all very sandbox. You get to run around, complete missions, not only in the storyline, but do side missions as well. There's racketeering to be done, protection racket, beating people up, gaining respect in here as well as lots of carjacking, running and gunning, and driving around doing lots of little missions.
It's all about the respect in this game, isn't it?
Hey, it certainly is. The respect system's actually quite cool. If you go around mistreating women and punching them in the face, which you can do in this game, I don't recommend it, they will not treat you very well. Likewise, if you chat them up and you're very nice to them, and they will treat you well and you'll get more love and respect. Literally, which is all good. Ooh, what they've done in the Xbox 360 version, first of all, with Xbox Live, they've got achievements in there, which is good. So just with your Xbox, you can actually get achievements on there, and so people can see how well you're playing the game, which is really cool. And there's some really sneaky ones in there which for you to find. If you like collecting achievements, you'll know all about that. But also there's leaderboards as well, so you can actually see how well people have done against you and sort of see who has become the Don in this game, which is quite cool. The explosions look really good in this now. They've got some great fire effects with heat distortion and weather effects in this too. Some extra missions as well, which is excellent. They've actually upped the mission count, and they aren't just tiny missions. There's actually 6 really beefy missions in here as well. As I said, this game will appeal to people that like sandbox type games. It's a great storyline in there. You've got the likeness are really good as well of what's his face, Don Corleone. Who plays him?
I haven't seen The Godfather.
What's his name? Marlon Brando, of course. His likeness is in there, and he actually lent his voice to this game before he passed away as well. So you've got great missions in here. It's going to last you about over 13 hours, so plenty of gameplay in here as well. It's a jolly good romp. As I said, if you haven't got the Xbox 360 version and you've got the other version, I wouldn't bother. But if you haven't got it yet, might be worth checking out. Pretty good. The aiming system isn't quite as good as I'd have liked. I think the Saints Row aiming system in this type of game is a lot better. This one sort of mirrors the James Bond everything or nothing with a lock-on mode, but there is a free aim mode in there as well. Yeah, all right, I'm going to give it 7 out of 10. Very good for this type of game.
Very much so. I think it's been more tarted up than me on a Saturday night. Yeah. I'm going to give it a 6.
I'm now here with Mitsugushi-san, who created Lumines 2. He also created the original Lumines when the PSP launched, Rez, Space Channel 5, and also back in the day, Sega Rally. Thank you very much for joining us today here on Gamers. So you started with a rally game. What made you move on to musical games?
So, Yeah, I have a few reasons, but yeah, so I really love the music, and I wanted to music interactive something. So, but I had some ideas, but I had to wait until we had the technology. I mean, so if you watch the game console as the synthesizer, that was poor. So we waited until the next revolution, you know. So I think it's the PS2 or Dreamcast era. That would be, possible to make that kind of experience. So cutting sounds with the visual something, programming. So yeah, that was timing, really good timing. Technology always gives us a big influence. If you have really good ideas, that'll be possible, getting better.
Now, the game, would you call it more of a puzzle game, or would you call it like an interactive musical experience in your mind? Is it more puzzle, or is it more about interacting with the music?
The puzzle game as a game itself, but as an experience, the music interactive. I can't divide them, so I think it's both. So it's a chemistry.
And what new features are in this game that weren't in the previous game?
So talking about Luminous 2, so we got the 100 musics. The Luminous 1, about 40 musics, 40 stages in it, but now 100. And about 20 music tracks from the really good, the real artists. So like Black Eyed Peas, Beck, and New Order, the Go Team, Missy Elliott, Gwen Stefani, and Fatboy Slim, Chemical Brothers, whatever, Junior Senior, Fubastank. So you can play Luminous, and the playing with blocks, and the behind blocks, you can watch their music video.
Yeah, it is sort of like an interactive music video that's also a puzzle game. And what is there multiplayer on this? Can you play with more than one player against each other?
Yeah, so using Wi-Fi, you can play with the other players, and you can play with CPU also.
Excellent. Sounds like a fantastic game. If you're into your sort of music video puzzle fusion type thing, then you can check out Luminous 2 sometime in November. Mitsuguchi-san, thank you very much for joining us today.
Coming up, we've got latest Sims for PS2, Sim 2 Pets.
Indeed. Now, this is an expansion pack on the PC, is it not?
That's correct, but today we're taking a look at the PS2 version, which at the moment is a standalone game, but we are going to be taking a look at the PC version in a couple of weeks' time.
Ah, superb. Good stuff.
Superb. Now, this one, when I first picked it up and played it, I think my first qualm about this game is that if you are going to play a game which has got animals and is very cutesy and is all about kind of developing your own world and all that kind of stuff, why would you not play Animal Crossing, which has been done so well and was so popular? Do you know what I mean? So I kind of picked it up, and this had a lot to kind of, I was expecting a lot. I was thinking, come on, show us what you can do, because Animal Crossing is so good, and it's kind of like the same thing.
It's more about looking after pets, though, because Animal Crossing is, you are a little guy, but there's animals in there that act like people. I mean, your animals don't walk and talk in this, do they?
No, they don't, but you do have to still look after your humans as such and take care of all their toileting needs, which is something that they seem to be a little bit obsessed with Sims, don't they?
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, he needs to go to the toilet again and all that kind of stuff. Oh, wash your hands. But it is, of course, also about looking after your pets. So, for example, if you don't provide scratching posts and enough toys and all that kind of stuff, your pets will start scratching your furniture and tearing your house up and all that kind of stuff. Brilliant.
Did you hear about that dog that's been eating knickers? Did you hear about that?
Yes.
How good is that? Can it eat your underwear, eat your smalls in this?
Why would you admit that?
I don't know. Oh, but it only has a penchant for frilly ones, doesn't it?
I know.
Won't go for like Grundy undies. It likes nice frilly French knickers.
I know this is awful, but if you need any advice, water pistol, that sorts that right out. Anyway, you can't, unfortunately, use a water pistol to train your pets in this, but you do have to make sure that you do entertain it, you do play with it, you do feed it and all that kind of stuff. Also, you can go for quite comical runs to the emergency vet centre if your pet starts to be a little bit unwell. And
or
that
if
kind
your
of
vet
thing.
needs some more money.
Or if you're exactly, cost a fortune.
It
But
does.
essentially, that's kind of it. It's Sims 2 with pets.
So what animals can you have in here? Cats and dogs? Are
Cats
there
and
any more?
dogs, yes, but also particularly they focus on the customization of certain pets. So, for example, you can have like a Pugadoodle or a Doodly Woodly or a, I don't know,
Oh,
Alsatian Lab or whatever. You can kind of, you know,
like
do a
there's
bit of cross-pollinate.
celebrity cross
Yeah.
dogs. Yeah, what is it? The Puggle, isn't it? But they put them in a handbag. They're cute, but they're not as
Yeah.
as filthy as some other animals.
And you
like
could also
chinchillas.
have a lot of fun dressing up your animals. So you can. I've always thought you might like to kind of follow in Paris Hilton's kind of footsteps. I can see you doing that kind of dog with a cowboy hat on and all that kind of stuff. You can do that in this game too.
a poodle in a yellow Mac.
Yes.
Nice.
Nice. But other than that, it's not really that much different from the Sims 2 concept.
So The Sims 2, but with pets added. Something else to think
Look
about.
after your humans. Look after your pets.
See, I've got a big problem with The Sims because, to be honest, you know, it's like real life. So why don't you just live your life really? But pets, I can see the joy with pets because having a virtual pet, like the Tamagotchi thing, has an appeal. And I prefer a virtual pet to a real pet because, to be honest, you know, if I forget to feed it in this game, I'm not actually going to have a real dead animal.
And
in
it
my
does
house.
mean that your pet. I have a terrible problem with my cat trying to get into bed with me at the moment. It's disgusting.
That's dreadful.
Anyway, I'm going to give it a 6. I think it's quite good. But again, with all these games, buy this one if you haven't got the original one, but don't buy this one on its own just for the
Yeah, absolutely.
standalone value.
For me, this actually doesn't appeal to me at all as a console game. I'm going to give it 4 out of 10. I think as a PC expansion maybe, but to buy as a game, you know, go and get yourself a goldfish, win one at the fair. I don't think you can do that anymore, can you?
No.
No. Okay. Moving on. I think it's about time we showered our viewers, well, at least one of them, with prizes.
Oh, we can do that because we do it every other week.
Yes, we do. It's competition time.
On this week's competition, you can win a copy of Barnyard for the PS2, and you've guessed it, a brand new PS2 to play it on. For your chance of winning this excellent prize, you just need to answer this very simple question. Which of these belongs in a barnyard? Is it A, a chicken, B, a boa constrictor, or C, Jade Goody? She does. Text GAMERS plus your answer A, B or C to 63222 for your chance at winning. Good luck!
We will be back after these messages.
We sure will, but first it's time to smugly congratulate yourself on the depth of your gaming knowledge.
Time to test your gaming knowledge. We've blurred out the title, but what game is this? We'll give you the answer after the break, of course we will.
I'm Matt Cuttle.
And I'm Katie Hebner.
We've got the latest gaming news, reviews,
Interviews, features, and all sorts of gaming goodness on Gamers.
every week on Rapture TV.
Or on the internet, rapturetv.com/live.
So if you're into your video gaming,
Join us for Gamers on Rapture TV.
On the web or on Sky Channel 193, you can catch brand new episodes of Gamers every Tuesday at 7:30 on Rapture.
Join me, Adrian Dixon, and our roving reporter Jared Christmas for That Film Show, bringing you all the latest Hollywood news and reviews, plus fantastic competitions.
We asked you what game this was. It is, of course, the original Grand Theft Auto. Oh, the old days of 2D gaming. Rubbish, weren't they?
Welcome back.
now guys, it's time to look at a game that's made a transition from console to handheld.
That one always works out well, doesn't it?
Not most of the time, no, strangely enough.
So what's this one like?
Okay, this is MotoGP for the PSP. Now, this is the PSP version of the PS2 version, not to be confused with the latest one that's come out for the Xbox, because it's made by different developers. Does that
Okay.
make any sense to you
Yeah.
whatsoever? In the way that this plays, it's very similar to the PS2 version, actually. Graphically, it looks absolutely fantastic. You've got the 2005 season, all the riders in there as well, and you've got the 2006 season to choose from. So you actually sort of get 2 years' worth of games within this, if that makes any sense. In here you've got an arcade mode, so if you just want to razz around the track really quickly on your bike, doing your thing, you certainly can.
Razz around the track.
I think that's a Dorset term.
Yeah.
Let's razz about.
Hey Kate, can I pick you up? Do you fancy a bit of razzing in my car?
Let's not go into that. there's a season mode in there as well, of course. So that is where you have your 2005 and 6 season and actually stop smirking and work your way through an actual full season in there. And there's multiplayer on here as well. Now this is up to 8 players can connect and race at the same time on the track, which is quite a lot. Considering, you know, something like Mario Kart on the DS is only 4 players. 8 players in ad hoc mode. Ad hoc meaning you just hit multiplayer and it will just pluck 7 other random players to play with you if it can find them, which is quite cool.
Okay.
And that mode works really well. You know, if you've got Wi-Fi on this, that's really good fun. You've got a time trial mode on here as well. Interesting thing about this, you're not just racing against the time, you actually race one-on-one against other riders as well, which is cool. So you have one other person, AI controlled, that you have to try and beat, which I like. And you've got loads of rewards in there and extras as well. You have challenges in here. As you play through the game, you unlock different challenges where, say, you have to you know, race a certain hard bit of the track very quickly, or get around the course in a certain time, or you know, do this, that, and the other. That is a certain challenge that you have to do. When you do that, you get extra rewards as well, which is quite cool, which is lovely. I really like this game. It looks good. You've got easy, normal, and hard modes on there as well. For your difficulty.
How hard is hard?
Pretty hard, to be honest. I always find motorbike games hard anyway. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's going over my head as well, isn't it? I'm going to leave that. You've got 8 tracks on here as well, and all the different teams, you know, Yamaha team, Kawasaki team, Honda team, Ducati team, Telefonica, Movistar Honda team.
Yeah.
Never heard of that one before. The animations are great as well. The riders, when they lean and bank around the corners, look really cool. And the draw distance on this is amazing. Seeming really, to get some good speed out of this, they only really need to concentrate on the track. They made it look very pretty. There's a lot of nice trees and the track looks good and the surroundings look very scenic, yeah. So if you do get distracted by what's not on the track, you are going to crash. Having said that, when you do crash, the biker does look a bit strange when he sort of dives off the bike like Superman being launched out of a cannon, which is very odd. But I mean, it does look pretty good, doesn't it?
It does look good. It looks wonderful.
It's a very nice looking game. I think this is a really good PSP version of the PS2 version. If you want to take your MotoGP on the move, then, you know, I can't recommend this highly enough if you're into your bike. It's going to give it 8 out of 10.
Ooh, a cracking score. I'm going to give it a 7. So quite a high scoring game, really,
It
isn't
certainly is, yeah, for your racing fans. Right, what have you got for us now then, Kate?
Oh, well, it's another game making the jump to the handheld system.
Oh, joy.
Oh, no, it is joy.
Okay.
This is Ace Combat X Skies of Deception.
Does it have that X factor?
It doesn't have any Simon Cowell in it.
That's a
And the
pity.
good thing about this, I think, is that there isn't very many games like this for the PSP around like this, because it's a flying game. Now, my only kind of slight niggle, I hate to kind of be negative before I kind of comment on the game and all that kind of stuff, is for a flying game, personally, I would want to play it on a much bigger screen. Just because it seems to be kind of wasted. The sky looks great, the graphics are fantastic, but it's such an equal screen.
I mean, jets are
Really
big,
screen.
powerful things, really. Yeah, I know what you mean. You want it on a big screen, surround sound. You want to feel like Tom Cruise in Top Gun with Goose.
Yeah, Iceman.
Yeah, I've got your 6. There's a bogey on my tail.
Yeah, I hate bogies. It is quite enjoyable though. Having said that, the control system is quite easy. You just use the analog joystick. You do, however, have to keep your finger down on the right shoulder button to have kind of any speed going, which is a little bit annoying because if you take your hand off that, it just goes so slowly. It is very easy to control your plane though. You can do full rolls and all that kind of thing that you would expect to be able to do. You've got a full range of weapons, and basically the premise is that you are defending an invaded country. But no, really enjoyable. I'm kind of not very good at getting hang of the actual kind of shooting and all that kind of stuff, because you've got a very clever little grid that kind of shows you the speed, and it's quite a good aiming kind of system, isn't it?
Being a boy, I know they call that the HUD, the heads-up display.
HUD,
Yeah, it's quite geeky, I know,
Yeah.
indeed. But yeah, it's got all the you know, the flight information about how fast you're going, your altitude, your weapon selection, where all your enemies are and stuff. And I like the aiming system. I do like the way you can fire these laser-guided missiles, and of course use your good old-fashioned guns.
Yes,
Sorry,
guns
it's a
are
boys
always
thing.
good. Now this is, you can play it up to, with 4 players in 5 different modes on this. So that's also another good option, isn't it?
I imagine that could be fun. Dogfighting with your mates on this does sound like a bit of a laugh.
I didn't think you were into that.
No, well, as you know, sometimes depends which road I'm on.
Anyway, highly enjoyable. I'm going to give this a very solid 7, just because there's not very many other things like this around.
I'm going to give it a solid 7 as well. I do like it. I like the fact that it's, you know, it's not too arcadey. There's a bit of strategy at the start before your mission as well. A bit like the new Star Fox game that's coming out, actually.
Oh,
But
yeah.
more about that in on another show. But yeah, 7 for me. Good game. Now, the final game for today is iToy Play Sports, not to be confused with iToy Sports. This is a bit like WarioWare in the way it plays, in that you've got lots of little mini games. There's about 101 in there. You can play with up to 8 players as well and all do crazy things. Right now, I'm lifting weights as quick as I can. Go!
That's
There's
a very funny sight.
It's very funny to see, particularly since 2 days ago I was playing five-a-side football and I ache a lot. I can't believe they're making me do this. I'm sure they know about that. Yeah, this game's really good fun. It uses the iToy, so what it does, it captures your face. What I like the way it does is it captures your face and puts it on the model of a little tiny man, doesn't it? And we do
You
like
look
that.
very funny.
I did it very amusing in that. At the moment I'm playing it in single player mode just to demonstrate it. You've got loads of quick games in here, all sport related, so you've got like baseball, golf, archery, sumo wrestling, ski jumping, playing tennis, all that sort of stuff, all involved within this game. And the good news is you can play either take it in turns, where you basically have to take it in turns, but you can also play against each other if you've got 2 people. And people can drop out as well, so if they join in, they might want to join in for 5 minutes and they think, I don't want to spend an hour playing this game. If someone comes down your house and happens upon you playing this, first of all they think, you're nuts, before they see what you're actually doing as they come past the window. Then you might want to have a go and then they can disappear. Right now, I've got a touch light on a racket on the key string, like so. And what I like about this, since iToy started, it's become the software. They've really learned how to use it now, so it's very accurate in what you do. I mean, Kate, that is doing exactly what I'm telling it to do, isn't it?
It is, yeah.
Sort of tracks your movement. So this is a game based on reaction and speed. It's also going to keep you fit because you're moving about, because you're not just sitting there exercising your thumbs. You know, I think this is a good game for
Yeah, don't
for
go down to
kids.
the park and exercise. Stay inside in your front room and do
Stay
it.
inside and do it, exactly. Because there was a show on the other day about kids addicted to video games. Okay? Of course, don't play too much, but you know, all in moderation. This is quite good fun. I lost there, not very good, I guess.
Your little head is so funny on you when you're boxing.
Isn't
and
it?
Also when you were skiing, actually, because you did a bit of a kind of surprise kind of look.
I had a surprise look. There I am doing the surprise look. You can choose which character you want to be. There we go. There's me with the surprise look coming in. Another solo challenge. What's it going to be? Let's find out. Baseball catcher. So you've got American type games in here. You've got UK ones as well. This is baseball catcher. I don't know what it's going to be about. Never played this one before. These different games just crop up. But I'm in position. Are you ready? Let's catch some baseballs. Catch the baseballs, but leave the eggs. Very important. Leave the eggs.
Dreadful catching. This could be very embarrassing for me.
Strange that I don't think girls have got the catching gene.
No, that's
Very
fine.
difficult to throw and catch.
That's fine.
30 seconds I've got on this. They are really short challenges. So there's my glove. And I've just got to catch, but not eggs. Now I don't know
What does an egg look like yet?
Exactly.
Hang on.
Can I grab?
Oh, that's an egg.
Got one. See, if you don't,
very
and if you don't go up at the right time, you don't catch it. It's no good just putting your arm up. You've got to literally
Cool.
go for it. I think this is a lot of fun. I don't think you're going to want to play this on your own. I don't think it would be much fun on your own. But as a party game, a bit of fun. You won't be playing this forever. It's not something you're going to come back to a lot. But maybe something that you'd like to try out on the iToy. Going to give it 6 out of 10 for innovation rather than actual fantastic gameplay fun. Personally, I prefer to play actual WarioWare than games where you have to move your body around and stuff.
Fair enough.
because
I'm
it's
going to
more
give it a 6 as well. What I question is that how many people are going to like this once the Wii comes out? Because I think, having experienced what I've had so far on the Wii, that the Wii control system does it slightly better.
Exactly.
I think, personally. Anyway, if you are a little bit forgetful, or if you think that the internet is in fact some kind of fancy fishing device, here's a reminder of this week's Gamers competition.
Do I look silly?
Yes, very.
On this week's competition, you can win a copy of Barnyard for the PS2, and you've guessed it, a brand new PS2 to play it on. For your chance of winning this excellent prize, you just need to answer this very simple question. Which of these belongs in a barnyard? Is it A, a chicken, B, a boa constrictor, or C, Jade Goody? She does. Text GAMERS plus your answer A, B or C to 63222 for your chance at winning. Good luck!
Right, time for the scores. And as you can see, that this week's Gamers Game of the Week is MotoGP.
It's good to see a racing game, particularly when you're on bikes, doing so well on the PSP. So well done, guys. Right, guys, if you want to check out the Gamers competition again, if you want to check out the reviews, past and present, and of course chat to people in the forums, then you can on our website, rapturetv.com/gamers.
Right, we're out of here. A bit like shell suits.
What's wrong with shell suits?
Bye.
No, seriously, what's wrong with shell suits? I've got a bunch of them at home. They're really comfy, and they're flame resistant now, which is fantastic. And Gaza. I'm Matt Cuttle.
And I'm Katie Hebner.
We've got the latest gaming news.